Shock jocks, obscene lyrics, programming that's demeaning to women and ethnic groups. Is Black Radio out of control? Next on America's Black Forum.
Smashfest over. The fight will find grave.
Wrestling go! Queens go!
Public outrage followed the internet video contest called Smackfest, in which mostly black women hit each other for a $500 prize. The controversial internet promotion by New York City radio station Hot 97 added to an even bigger controversy. Listeners were appalled by the Tsunami song created by the station's DJs.
Children will be sold child slavery.
2 out of the 6 people involved were fired after a major public outcry. Urban radio is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is indisputably the most powerful media vehicle in Black America. Yet, to reach the lucrative target urban audience desired by advertisers, Black radio has become more provocative and shocking. The question is, has Black radio simply gone wild?
My name is Queen, something sweet, representing the building. I just smacked the crap out of this chick. And I want $500. What?
Gosh, looking at what we just saw coming into the show, the Smackfest and the appalling lyrics to the Tsunami song, is this indicative of what's happening in Black radio, Paul?
I think
across the country?
It's been happening for a long time. I mean, the lyrics and the content, like everybody talks about videos, but Black radio, or CHR radio, white radio, playing the same thing that, everybody's disturbed, but it's been happening for a while. It's just that most adults have turned away from it, but the kids are following for them, and they're running around, and they be ITCHing and everything else all the time.
Now, be honest, what was your reaction when you saw the Smackfest and heard the lyrics to the Tsunami song? Michaela?
Sadness. I'm really heartbroken more than I think that everybody enters in different ways, and some folks are outraged, and it activates the activism in them, and I'm heartbroken. These are my folks. Those are my sisters. These are my people turning on each other and playing such a small part of a big game, and their win, what they take away from it, is so small in comparison to what they're giving away.
And they're giving away
dignity.
Okay, David D.?
Well, I think we have to put it in its proper context. First, when you see promotions like Smackfest, the immediate target are the people that participate, and maybe the DJs, and we don't look at the corporate people behind it, the 40 and 50-year-old men and adults and women who make a decision to sanction this sort of activity on their corporate-owned media outlet. And what that is really based upon is a proven formula of success by looking at what happened with the Ricky Lakes to Jerry Springer type shows over the past 5-10 years, where they found that there was a cottage industry of being able to show mostly black people or people of color in the most despicable light and make that entertainment. And so what happens is we get the sense that this is being made and done for people of color and black people, but what's not really being told to you is that this is entertainment, and this is being done for the benefit of those advertisers and people outside the community who like to watch us in these...
And you're suggesting that the decisions not being made by program directors or DJs?
I can tell you definitely 100% that a lot of those decisions are made with those executives behind the scenes who very rarely are brought to the table. Oftentimes we'll have discussions, like we'll have another DJ here from the station, but no, bring the station owner there. If the station owner, in this case, is broadcasting, bring them here and ask them, now, you're a 40-year-old man, you're the executive of this particular corporation. What's the justification?
Okay, let me go to a young DJ who certainly has his finger on the pulse of what's going on with young people. Alize, give me your thoughts. I mean, David D just put it in perspective. Do young people look at it the same way when they see this?
No, some actually do, but some look at it as, like when people come to me and they tell me look at the Smackfest, I'm looking at it from a perspective of a 24-year-old, and I find it funny.
Okay. Not demeaning at all.
I mean, no, we actually sit there and laugh at it. But the Tsunami song you know, I mean, it wasn't funny. I mean, you know, it was downright degrading.
Okay, not to put you on the spot, help me understand the distinction, how the Smackfest was, if you will, funny, and again, I just want to hear your rationale, versus the Tsunami song being appalling.
Like how he said, Jerry Springer, and, you know, just to sit and look at it, just see somebody slap and not, to actually slap and not, you know, take it serious, and is in a joking matter. We find it, like, hilarious. I mean,
that's part of the programming. He's been programmed to accept it. He's been seeing it, like Davey was saying, for years.
Let me get Julian Bond's perspective. I mean, the watchdog group, the NAACP. I mean, wow, Julian, put this in perspective from your standpoint.
Don't you think it's part of the coarsening of American culture, generally speaking? It's not black radio. It's not white radio. It's the whole culture is much more coarse than it used to be. Right. Vulgarity is accepted. Things which we used to keep hidden under wraps are now out in the public. I'm distressed by all this. I don't want to be an old prude. I don't want to be my dad. But I feel that same way. I just am horrified by some of the things I see.
Okay, hey, David D., we got 30 seconds going to break here. So with respect to that coarseness that Julian was talking about, it's black and white?
Well, yeah, I would agree. I mean, Judge Judy gets major props for being a woman who talks back and gets sassy, and then we get upset when little sisters do the same thing. But the point that I'm making is that we can have a smack fest. Well, let's say this brother or any other DJ decides we want to talk about reparations, or we want to have an all-out discussion about the 13-year-old who got shot in Los Angeles. Now, those same people that control the stations would go, this is not part of the program. So if I come up here and say, here's a new Public Enemy record talking about police brutality, he can't play it without permission. But you can play the Smack Fest. And this is the point that's happening, is that we can be exposed to the most degrading things day in and day out, to the point that people become desensitized to it. But then when we raise another issue, and I can give you tons of examples as a program director what goes on behind the scenes, where you can't present other types of information, which means we have an imbalance.
James Brown.